There's a war on, because of course there is, because it's our default setting. We remember the nuclear drills. We were back at school, under the desk, turtle up, wait for the siren, that was the rule. While Mr. Purdy watched the clock, the teacher snuck a smoke. We were the next generation, we'd have freedom and hope, and our world to be better than our parents' was. So much better than our parents, oh yeah. And the map was just dominoes, all lying there in place. And if just one fell over, we'd be fighting them in space. Well, Saigon fell, Africa too. South America's in trouble, they'll be in Saskatchewan soon, 'cause there's a war on. You know there's a war on. Hey, hey, there's a war on. And the leaders came and went. It's funny they always look the same. Fat, rich, white, with a predecessor to blame. Oh, we got it real good here, don't you dare think we don't. And you don't like it, you don't agree, well, you just get your ass on a boat. 'Cause there's a war on. Hey, hey, there's a war on. Don't you know there's a war on? You know there's a war on. 'Cause the enemy's coming, barbarians at the gates. We need something to despise, we need something to hate. And the one thing always common between now and then, when there's real shit going, they'll be as far away as they can. When there's a war on, you know there's a war on. Well, the wall came down, but the towers did too. Revenge on so many for the crimes of so few. And it's a business of fear, won't ask a question of truth. You want hospitals and roads and schools or an F-22, 'cause there's a war on. You know there's a war on. And crates of canned food, and you're gonna need a lot more. Duct tape for every window and a shotgun behind every door when there's a war on. You know there's a war on. 'Cause today's terrorist is tomorrow's patriot, and today's hero is just another cripple no one's got the guts to look at. 'Cause there's a war on. Hey, hey, there's a war on. Don't you know there's a war on? Don't you know there's a war on? And more thoughts and prayers, and more hearts and minds, and more unserious people in deadly serious times. I don't buy it anymore, I don't say that it's true. So why don't we just tell lies and hand out medals like we always do? 'Cause there's a war on. There's always a war on. Don't you know there's a war on? There's always a war on. Don't you know?